During the early 2000s, the Balkan streets were running rampant with crack to copies of Counter-Strike 1.6. It was a household name. I mean, every home computer had a copy of it. Actually, every computer had a copy. You could still, to this day, go into any educational institution and still see kids playing 1.6 on the underpowered school computers. Now, here's a little Easter egg, a little joke, left in just for the parents. Counter-Strike needed a Half-Life so it could run, meaning every single computer in the Balkans also had Half-Life installed on it, right next to the Counter-Strike EXE. Now, did anyone play Half-Life? No? Did I play Half-Life? Also no. I was never the type of kid who would go sleuthing for the computer files. I would get too scared that I would destroy something. Now, growing up, I was a younger sibling, so I would spend a lot of my free time watching my older brother play video games when he was at home, like a proto live stream. One time, I saw him play an old-timey shooter set in an industrial complex with long, drawn-out cutscenes where you can move your mouse to look around. Hell yeah, that's Half-Life. Well, that's what I thought. And that's why as a kid I strayed away from it. Because my brother was actually playing Quake, and my young eyes were watching his character get mutilated and have their limbs gutted and tossed. Man, this Half-Life stuff ain't no joke. Now, a couple of years later, I was at a cousin's place because of some event or whatever. There was a computer where all of the young kids would hang out and they played Counter-Strike. And when I was bothering my cousin over if he has any other games to play, he said, well, if you don't want to play Counter-Strike, play Half-Life. And because I wasn't any wuss, I totally was. I complied. He booted it up, and the game starts on a rail, which freaks me out. But luckily, nothing happens. And I mean nothing. The security guard at the end of the train just did not open the door, like at all. And now, before I hear you say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Awesome Videos Free Money, I can't really tell what it's meant to be from that homo thug persona. But please, listen to me. What does this have to do with anything? Because playing a bunch of Counter-Strike doesn't count. It's like a different game from Half-Life. Yeah, I hear you. But there is a way to play Half-Life 1 without playing the campaign. Deathmatch. At the start of my high school education, before I had any way to purchase games, me and my friend would play any multiplayer game we could figure out how to set up. During those brainstorming hours of being bored out of our minds, my friend went,
Does Half-Life have multiplayer?
to which I responded, I don't know. Probably not. After a bit of Googling, I was out to try it, even though I was still skeptical of it working considering the prior tram incident. We went to a website for Counter-Strike 1.6 servers, and we went to the Half-Life section, in which we found some Turkish server, and we went ham. Game developer was not lying. That thing do be deathmatching. So why was deathmatch so addicting to me? I started playing Half-Life Deathmatch after playing a bunch of Counter-Strike Global Offensive Deathmatch, where you spawn in a random spot with a weapon you want. Just go shooting at any enemy player you get the fortune of seeing first. But after playing it a bunch, it becomes boring playing with just the rifle or the sniper rifle. So, spawning with a pathetic pistol as you get to scramble to find any weapon nearby was insanely novel to me. Like, I get to use all the weapons just on the basis of, well, simply just needing to, which made getting kills with any weapon feel rewarding, and picking up powerful guns so satisfying. Getting out of a gunfight at 10 health and searching for a health kit so you can continue your killing spree without dying and losing your guns. It always makes it so when you're playing, there's always a place you want to go in order to get more health, armor, or SMG grenades. Like, you have little objectives you can go to. Like, I can get lost in the gameplay loop until I eventually press tab and see that I have triple digit kills and an awful KD ratio. I enjoy learning where all the pickups are and rooting through the map, knowing where other players tend to meet up. Playing Half-Life made me understand why people like certain lesser games. Like in certain games, you know where a powerful weapon is and you can steamroll the entire lobby. And in Half-Life, it's really fun to know where certain sought after weapons are, but it sure is humbling to find out that a couple of well placed pistol shots is all it takes to ruin that godlike status you placed on yourself. And also, I want to say the weapons are really fun, from placing down claymores all over the map to spawning little ankle biters in hallways. It's endlessly entertaining. Now, this is the part of the video where I talk about Crossfire. Crossfire is a map that takes place at a military base near a bunker, blah blah blah, whatever. What you need to know about this map is that basically, this is the Half-Life map. If you boot up Half-Life Deathmatch right now, you will play this map. It's iconic. If I close my eyes, I can visualize every inch of it. But there is a small issue with this map. It's not very good. Spawn points only appear on one half of the map, so it's very cramped. It's created in a way where a single laser shot can instantly just delete every single active or freshly spawned player in a building. When you flee the buildings, you aren't even safe, because when you go into the field, there are two turrets that a player can just mount, which create an insta-kill explosion, which doesn't even give you points for killing people, so just use them to piss people off, I guess. Now, despite me saying all of this, I have to say this is probably my favorite map in any game. It created a shift in my brain where I realized you aren't meant to play this game competitively and try really hard to squeeze any and every point, to worry about how well you're doing, because if you do that, you'll very quickly get very frustrated. Now, I do want to share some experiences I had on this map that I do cherish. After playing on Crossfire for a while, I figured out what was happening to cause everyone in a building to combust. I decided to combat that by paying attention to where the offending players were going, placing claymores in said places. And the knuckle draggers would just walk into the corner without ever even paying any attention. I remember one time there was a player who would fancy themselves the mounted turrets. So to combat them, I would snipe them behind cover before they could see me, place the barrel in a way where they would not be able to climb the ladder anymore, which just meant that they just couldn't use the turrets anymore. Now, I know I'm yapping a little bit, but I have a reason why my thoughts are so scatterbrained. Well, obviously, it's because Jeff Keighley just announced Half-Life 3 at the newest Game Awards, and well, it's time for me to strap up my boots and play through the entire Half-Life franchise. And because when I tried doing this last time, I lost my save file, so I will be streaming myself playing through Half-Life 1 again. If you're watching this video within 3 hours of it being uploaded, I have already started a new save file and I am streaming on twitch.tv/awesomevideosfreemoney. But even if I'm not live, you should follow me regardless. I play some games of various degrees of quality. Also, another thing, I will be making more awesome videos. So make sure to subscribe and free money will be plenty in your life.